Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm doing a Club La La Land Crafts design team project using the August 2018 product kit. Now this is your cover sheet. If you are a kit subscriber, this will be coming in the mail, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about your kit. Now on this sheet here, I actually whiteouted the link because it's exclusive for club members only, but there are some project tutorials from the entire design team over at Club La La Land Crafts, and I encourage you guys to check that out. The projects are fantastic. I mean, you will enjoy them a lot, and you can download them and print them out for future use, which is fantastic. But these are your stamps this month. You get Happy Camper Marcy and also Happy Trails, cute little images. You get 5 coordinating dies that are scaled perfectly for your images. And so that's just a little bit. If you want to check out the unboxing of this month's product kit, I'll leave a link at the end of the video. But we're going to start off by stamping Happy Camper Marcy. And I'm also going to stamp the moose from the Happy Trail stamp set. I'm just placing it in my Mini Misty, and I'm using a piece of Neenah 80-pound cardstock. I'm inking up my images with my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And then these two are going to be for my first project. And I thought since we're stamping, we might as well stamp the images for our second project. So in the Happy Trail stamp set, there's this cute little teddy bear. I'm calling him a teddy bear, but he could be a forest bear. But I'm going to actually ink him up with the same ink and stamp him 4 times on this white cardstock. I'm just flipping it over, and I'll stamp again until all of my little teddies are stamped. Now I'm going to use 4 of these bears for my second project. And I thought this for this tutorial, I thought I'll color all at once. I did leave the coloring in. I sped it up quite a bit, and I did leave the caps out for you guys. This way, if you want to know the colors, the caps are there for you. But I'm going to color in my Happy Camper Marcy and then my little Happy Trail bears, and I'm going to play a little bit of music while I color, and when I'm finished I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is just about done. I'm just going to rosy up a few of my little bear's cheeks. And then I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to grab both panels, and then I'll just use my scissors again just to cut the fussy cut around them. Easy images to fussy cut out. Once we have our images cut out, we set those aside, and now we're going to work on our background panel. I wanted to create like a night sky, and I'm using some Stormy Sky Distress Oxide ink, and I'm blending it on a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock here. I trimmed it down to a 4" by 5¼ inch panel, so it's going to leave me a little bit of white border on my card base. Once I shaded in the edges with my Stormy Sky, I'm going to be taking some tumbled glass, and I'll go over the center of my background panel. I'm going to grab a Post-it note, that way I don't smear my ink here. And this is just all about blending them both together. Going around the edges one more time, and then I'll go add a little bit more tumbled glass. Just so that it's an even transition. Okay, now that looks good to me. I'm going to grab the same exact Bristol Smooth cardstock, the same panel that's the same size, and we're going to do the same exact thing for card number 2. So again, I'm going to take Stormy Sky along the edges using my tumbled glass in the center, and we're good to go. Okay, I'm going to go around the edges with some regular distress ink. This is black soot, and I'm just doing a little bit shading over my Stormy Sky. I think this creates a beautiful, almost like an iridescence, I guess you could kind of say, background. I love the way this looks. So I'm just blending it in and then using my tumbled glass to blend it back out. So both my panels are done. I went ahead and added some water using my distress sprayer. I'm dabbing it off with a towel, and then we're going to set those aside. Okay, next I have a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to take the little campfire die, and I'm going to cut out my campfire. And then I thought, you know what, while we're at it, we're going to cut out the little marshmallow stick and the marshmallow. These dies you can separate. I just chose to keep them together. It's easier for me, that way I don't lose them. But I'm going to color in my campfire and my stick and my marshmallow with my Copic markers. And then since it is going to be like a night background, I thought it'd be nice to add a little bit of shading with my C3 Copic marker, just to darken a few of the little areas here. We'll just punch those out, and those are ready to go. Okay, now we're going to grab our background panel. I want to do something a little bit different, and so I'm taking a double stitch circle die from La La Land Crafts. This die set has 4 dies. I'm going to take the 3 smallest, and I'm layering them all together, kind of offsetting them a bit to the right, and I'm going to die cut out 3 circles basically in this panel. I know this was something a little bit different, but it turned out kind of neat because of the stitched lines. I'm going to take my base panel, pop it up with some foam tape, and place that on my card base. My card base is 4" by 5¼ inches. And then just using my glue, I'm going to attach the first circle on the inside of my panel, so it's actually lower than the front panel. And then I'm going to take the next size circle, and I'm going to add some foam tape behind it, and we're going to pop that up just to give it a little bit of dimension. As I did this, I thought, you know what, maybe I should have added a little bit of yellow in that area, and it would have been a real fun moon. But the outcome still turned out beautiful, so I was happy with this. I'll just glue in my final piece. So the only raised one in those circles is the second one. Something a little bit different. So I grabbed my Happy Camper Marcy. I'm going to flip her over and add some foam tape behind her. I'll grab my moose too. I want my moose to kind of be peeking out behind her. Kind of a little bit wonky. we're just going to add foam tape behind her, and I'll remove the release paper, and then I'm going to lightly tap her on the mousse. That way they're kind of stuck together, and then I will flip my mousse and my Marcy over and add a little bit of foam tape behind my mousse's ears. That way they're the same level. Okay, I added my campfire directly to my card base, and then I did add my little marshmallow and my little marshmallow stick. And the nice thing about the marshmallow stick, and I just realized this, is there's a little, when you die cut out the marshmallow, there's a little slit in it where you could actually put the marshmallow through your campfire stick. I thought that was the cutest thing in the world. So that's what I did there. Now I stamped my sentiment that says Happy Trails on some black cardstock, and then I heat embossed it with white embossing powder. I fishtailed the right side, and then I'm going to go ahead and fishtail the left side as well. And I already had put foam tape underneath Marcy's shoes, and so I'm just going to remove that, and then I'll pop up my sentiment with some foam tape, and then place that underneath her shoes. That way everything's nice and level. And then I'll use my glue to glue down her shoes back to my sentiment. Now for a little bit of sparkle, I'm going to go in the background with some Silver Moon Dust Nouveau glitter drops. Adds a nice night sky. And then I'm going to add some stars too. So in my stash I have some silver stars, and I'm just going to add a few to my background. So cute. Now I darkened up Marcy's little lips there, and then I'm adding a little bit of a lighter color just to highlight it a bit because they were kind of washed out. And then I'm going to go over her eyes with my white gel pen just so they stand out. And that finishes off my first project. I think it was a super fun card. Here's some close-ups. Okay, now we're moving along to our second card. You can see my little bears there. I also colored in and glued down my marshmallows to my marshmallow sticks, and I colored them in also. For my sentiment, I chose the sentiment that says, "Do not feed the bears," which is so cute. I love that. This sentiment is actually the "do not feed" and the bears are in two separate lines, but what I did is the red rubber was so easy to cut out. So I just separated both those sentiments to create one long sentiment instead of it being more of a square. But I just heat embossed it with white embossing powder and melted that on black cardstock, fishtailed the ends, and then taking the second smallest of the double stitch circle dies, I cut out 3 circles. And then I just placed my sentiment over the top of them, something just a little bit different. Next I just arranged my bears over the top of my sentiment, and then I did pop them up with some foam tape. Now all I have to do is add my little marshmallow sticks, so it looks like they're kind of holding hands. I thought that was so cute. And I did add foam tape behind the little marshmallows, so everything's nice and even. Using my tape runner, I'm going to adhere this to my card base, which is again an A2 size card base. This is going to be a side folding card. I'm going to place that right in the center. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did with my first project with the glitter drops. Just adding a few little dots here and there. And then I'll go ahead and grab my silver stars, and we'll add a few here and there too. I think this was just the cutest little kit ever. And wait until you see next month's kit. On the 15th is the unboxing for the September 2018 product kit. So keep a lookout for that, guys. It's adorable. Oh, well, I say that every month, but they're so sweet. But this is project number 2. Here's some close-ups. Okay, so we're going to take a look at both projects today using the Club La La Land August 2018 product kit. I'll leave links below, guys, in the description area in case you're interested in the subscriptions. Club La La Land Crafts has actually 3. This is like the Mac Daddy, so where you get the dies and the 2 stamp sets, but they also have one that has just the stamps just the dies. So whatever you prefer, I encourage you to check it out. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me, guys. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.